For those who grew up poor, what did you consider a luxury? I never invited anyone to my house, not because I didn't want to, but because I knew they'd ask questions I didn't have good answers for. Why do you only have one bed for the whole family? Why does your fridge only have condiments and expired milk? Why does it smell like gas near the heater that barely works? When Jake, this new kid in my 7th grade class, invited me to his birthday sleepover, I almost said no. My parents always said sleepovers were too risky, too weird, but really they just didn't want anyone figuring out how broke we were. But something about Jake seemed different. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. So I said, yes. Walking into Jake's house felt like stepping onto another planet. The carpet was thick and soft under my feet. I'd never walked on carpet that wasn't stained or worn down to the backing. Their bathroom had 2 sinks. I stood there staring at them like they were alien technology. Jake had his own room with LED strip lights around the ceiling, a TV, mounted on the wall, and his own mini fridge full of sodas and energy drinks. I must have stared at that fridge for too long because Jake laughed and said I could grab whatever I wanted. At home, we shared one flat Coke between 3 people when Mom could afford it. When Jake opened his dresser to pick pajamas, I actually asked out loud, "You have choices?" He looked at me weird but didn't say anything mean, just tossed me an extra pair of pajamas that were cleaner than anything I owned. Dinner wasn't even fancy, just burgers and fries from the grill outside. But I couldn't remember the last time I ate something that wasn't microwaved leftovers or ramen noodles. The burger had real lettuce, tomatoes, cheese that was actually melted, pickles that weren't from a jar we'd had for 6 months. I finished my plate in like 3 minutes and then just sat there, not sure if asking for more would be rude. Jake's mom noticed and said, "Want another one? There's plenty." I nodded so fast I probably looked desperate. When we went to sleep, Jake gave me my own blanket, my own pillow. I didn't even know how to act. At home, me and my little brother shared a twin mattress on the floor, switching sides every night because one side was closer to the broken heater that made this horrible rattling noise. I couldn't fall asleep for hours, not because I was uncomfortable, but because everything was too comfortable, too quiet, too warm, too safe. That's when it hit me that the biggest luxury wasn't the food or the room or even having my own space. It was peace. Just pure, simple peace. The next morning, Jake's mom made pancakes from scratch. Not the boxed mix we sometimes got on birthdays, but real pancakes with syrup that wasn't corn syrup in a fake maple bottle. She asked if I wanted chocolate chips in mine. I said yes, even though I'd never had chocolate chip pancakes before. I didn't tell Jake the truth about my house. But when his mom drove me home and I saw him looking at our apartment building with its busted front door and the smell of cigarettes in the hallway, I felt ashamed. Not of my family, but of the whole situation we couldn't control. Before I got out of the car, Jake asked if I wanted to hang out again next weekend. Not at his house, just at the park or something. I realized he wasn't being nice because he felt sorry for me. He just liked hanging out. That sleepover changed something in me. I started working harder in school, not because I wanted to get rich or anything dramatic like that, but because I wanted to feel that peace again. I wanted a life where I didn't have to worry about whether the power would get shut off or whether we'd have enough food for the week.